Karibu nyumbani. Welcome to my home. Eneo lipendalo la mbuga la Masai Mara. My beloved Masai Mara.
All the shots and just kind of like being in nature with the animals as life intended it was so beautiful. I felt like it was perfect for National Geographic, Animal Planet, any of those kind of networks. And I think it was so beautiful. Um, I don't know, there's just something about seeing animals living the way they're supposed to be living without human contact, without humans ruining shit. It's just really beautiful. And kind of just to see how most animals do parallel humans and how, they're playing together. They eat, they relax, they cuddle. It's all very natural. And the fact that we kind of think, some people think of animals as lesser than because maybe we don't understand them completely is just so completely wrong and so terrible in a way that a piece like this would help to kind of dispel those kind of thoughts and help them to realize that most animals just kind of want to live their lives and they want to do it without trees getting cut down and litter in their homes and whatnot. So I think this was a beautiful piece and a beautiful showcase of the world that we live in that we don't really get to see much.
It worked a lot like a very concise animal nature documentary, but sort of having all the moments built into a small period of time. I believe the piece was only 10 minutes, but I thought it hit a lot of the beats that you would normally associate with an hour-long documentary episode. I thought they really worked well at sort of matching the narration and the music in particular that gave the entire piece a sense of form and a sense of sort of a narrative feel as we saw the multiple species and just the landscape in Africa and just on the conservation, I believe, and just how beautiful it was, as well as sort of a sort of a thoughtful exploration of the reflection of humanity within the natural orders.
Bridging the gap between animals and humans and really providing a very empathetic look at their flora and fauna and the preservation that goes into it. And on top of that, the devastation requiring the preservation. I think this is not only incredibly informative, I think it does a really great job of pushing the ethical impact and the empathetic impact in this piece for the audience. It it does a really great job of placing caribou and placing animals in a realm similar to how someone would speak about humans, and I think that does a really great job of pushing this piece. Incredibly informative. These were incredible shots, great cinematography, very, very, very gorgeous.
This is North Hollywood's most majestic beast here. And she was happy to see a lot of her cousins, in this piece. It was a wonderful piece. It was like the narrator said, is Africa at its most majestic. This Mara region. I'd never heard of this Mara region before. I was glad to be able to see all of this. The photography was just outstanding, just beautiful. I love seeing all the animals. It was just gorgeous, just absolutely wonderful, breathtaking to see. And it was edited nicely, paced nicely, good use of music. The narration was really wonderfully performed.
This documentary really showed off the beauty of Africa. It was something that I was really impressed with that we're going forward with. It's gorgeous. It showed off, and the voiceover really shows how much this guy cares for his homeland. It's this film was really, really beautiful. It showed off why we need to preserve Africa. Because when people think of Africa, they don't really think of the people. They think of safaris and wildlife. It's the wildlife that you don't get anywhere except Africa. And that he cares so much for his homeland and to keep these animals conserved, where he said it was like 40% of the lion and cheetah population are missing now. We need to preserve that, and this documentary really shows you because it shows off without showing any people. It shows off the animals.
It's had really great shots of the wildlife, and it was an absolute treat for the eyes. It was like being on safari, but through the screen of a computer in a really great way. Just watching the animals interact and then the different lighting, and it was just really, really great and drew me in visually.